Friends, hi, Doc South here. Another story for you. This one I actually did, I believe, 3 years ago. I even posted it on Facebook. 3 years ago today, January 24th. Yeah, and I now and then Facebook does this, and I love looking. Sometimes I like to redo these because I wasn't necessarily doing story videos back then. So if I see a good one, I like to bring it to your attention. This one would be in a book in due time. You know, if I ever get the money up to knock out another book. I mean, I've got enough stuff written now for about 3 books, which is kind of wild. What I think I need next is a printing press. Anyway, here you go. Or an agent. Yeah. Anyway, this one's called, and I think you'll like it. It's Mr. Murray, God's on line two. Imagine you're a general contractor in Fort Lee, and this call comes into your office. You stand straight up and out of your chair and try to hide your deck of cards as you get to your feet. It's the big guy calling you, the big purchase agent in the sky, the grand kahuna of kahunas. No, it's not Donald Trump, but you're close. No, it's God on the phone, and he wants you to give him a price on a job he needs done. It seems he wants to contract out some work, and he needs bids. He's been getting a lot of prayers lately about how the low water levels are happening now in the northeastern United States. So here's what he wants done. The lakes and streams all need filling. Groundwater levels should be higher. The states of Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut all need a big delivery of water. God thinks a minute and decides you better give him a quote for the District of Columbia, too. He says something about how the legislators have been hounding him to death. The neighboring states up that way need help, too, if you got any water left over and can't get rid of. Okay. God says, goes on to say that you can't take groundwater from California. They're pretty low too right now. He does say that you can take water mostly from the Pacific Ocean and also pick up what you can from the Atlantic. He says how both oceans are pretty full and have water to spare. The only thing is they're full of salt, so you got to evaporate the water before you deliver it. You can leave the salt behind, but the water you deliver to the Northeast has to be salt-free. You're writing just as fast as you can as God keeps going on with the specs. You wish he'd slow down. Tidal wave delivery is out. Okay, the water can't come as a flood. God says he's still getting calls from Noah's attorneys. It turns out the flood wrecked his ark, and he had to crash land on some mountain. God doesn't want trouble with the Democrats, so pipelines are out. Oh, and the water should be evenly distributed at about a gallon or so per square foot, distributed wall to wall and border to border. He says that water crossing the border might get the Republicans crazy, so can you move the water by air? Fill every darn state in the specs. He also wants the water to go into the aquifers, slow but sure. He doesn't want to hear about excessive runoff. Now get this, he also wants you to deliver the water in a pleasant and attractive manner. It turns out he's big on recreation. Whatever you do, he wants people to get excited about and at least somewhat enjoy your efforts. Oh, and he wants your best price. He tells you he wasn't born yesterday, and of course he wants your answer now. Your quote. Well, you got to think fast. I mean, it's God on the phone. This is an opportunity, but you only got 11 guys in your crew. You could put one guy in the Pacific with a pump and a spray nozzle. You need one guy driving the tanker plane. Then there's got to be 3 guys with spray nozzles on the plane squirting water out over Buffalo. Suddenly you just snap your pencil and think to yourself that the job's impossible. Plus, what if there's trouble with the unions? God says he'll take care of the unions, but no, you have to throw in the towel. All you can do is tell your heavenly Father that you just can't do it. You wait for the lightning bolt to hit you right in the back of the neck, but it never comes. Instead, you hear echoing laughter. It's God laughing his tail off. God tells you how he didn't think you could do the work. He tells you how humans, nice as they are, just can't get that kind of work done. He then tells you how Mother Nature does all his contracting. Then he sticks it to you by saying how she just gets the sun to slowly evaporate some of the water out in the Pacific. Then she gets the wind to move it over the ocean and onto the mainland. That way she doesn't have to pay import fees. Instead of getting the Teamsters involved, she just has the water turned to clouds over everybody's heads and lets the wind move everything east. Yeah, over the Atlantic, her crews take on another load of evaporated salt-free water as she goes and opens the door to ice-cold blasts of Canadian air. She then alerts the media, and the show begins. Pretty soon, the snowflakes form, and down they go, falling out of the sky as the humans go nuts. You make the mistake of asking God if no two snowflakes are alike. He tells you he's got better things to do than to compare snowflakes. Who the heck would want to check them anyway? You want the job, you got it. You can tell him you got better things to do as well. God continues saying how all Mother Nature needs to make this happen is to lease the sun for a few weeks and aim it in the right direction. Bada bing, bada boom. With the cold weather down below, you got snow and lots of it, no charge. God then says he'd like to meet you someday, and his treat for coffee and a Taylor ham sandwich. He says how he can't really get Taylor ham in heaven. You think fast and tell him you'll mail him one. Hey, it couldn't hurt. You notice that it's snowing outside. Al Roker says it could be a blizzard coming. How'd he know? Yeah, gosh. Well, you just smile and put your Taylor ham and cheese in the microwave. It got cold while you and God were talking. Okay, so there you go. Yeah, I remember liking that one. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it too. It's that's been locked in the computer now for about 3 years. So, okay. Well, God bless, friends. We'll see you later. Thank you, and well, next time you see it snowing or raining when you need it, or even when you don't need it, realize that job does get done pretty cheap, and it's a big job. Yeah. See you later. Bye now.